Good girl. Good girl. Okay, I gotta get back. Gotta get back to recording, Icy. Let's do this, Icy. You wanna come here, or are you gonna stay there? Okay, so you decided to leave me, Icy. You gonna stay there? Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Veronica, or I should probably also say Veronica. You'll find out why in this video. I thought it was actually high time for us to get to know each other a little bit better. I've been getting questions here and there in my comment section about who I am, where I'm from, where I live, what I do for work, and I thought this video would be a great opportunity to answer all these questions. Also, this is, I think, my 30th video. So I think perfect occasion to just do a bit of an introduction, especially that my past 29 videos just jump straight into my life and without much explanation of who I am. So I thought, well, I do owe you this to maybe give you a little backstory who this girl is.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
And this is what we're gonna do together, you guys. I do have a bunch of photos here ready for us to go through. Here we go. I have to say the timing was perfect for this video because I'm in my parents' house, and obviously my mom has all the family photo albums. So if I was recording this anywhere else, I would not have an opportunity to prepare these photos, but luckily I'm in Krakow and then I have it all here with me. Ooh, hold on one second. There is one question, I think we're gonna start with this, that I get all the time, and it's about my nationality. Well, it's not even a question. People just assume I'm American, which is hilarious because I am not. Or maybe I should say, on paper, I am American. I was born in Chicago on August 4th. Here we go, this is me. This is me. I'm 2 days old here. So big, crazy. I was born at St. Joseph Hospital. So as I said, on paper, I'm American, but I was very much raised by Polish parents. My whole family is Polish. I grew up in Poland. So what I like to say is that I am American by land, but I am Polish by blood. So I hope that clarifies for everyone. And I did live in the States, so that's probably why I sound a little bit different, and that's why people just assume I'm American. But it's just really funny when I get these comments where people talk shit about Americans, kind of referring to me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not American, so I don't care. I'm sorry. Were you trying to hurt my feelings? Because it did not work, because I'm not American. So now we have this straight, and you guys know that I am Polish. However, I have to say, well, I was 4 years old when we moved back home, when we moved to Poland. And I think that those 4 years actually instilled something in me, because I do get pulled back quite a lot. Like, I feel like America or like the States are pulling me back because I did live there a few times, and like I've been visiting quite often. Hold on, coffee break. So I think somehow it became part of me unintentionally. And obviously, as I said, I am Polish, but I do miss it. When people ask me, where are you from? I'm just like, oh, okay, the backstory. So it is not an easy question, but now you know. But it wasn't my last time in the States. Like when I was, I went back a few times. The first time was, oh my God, was it 2008? Hold on, I need to find this photo. Okay. I moved back when I was 9 years old, I think. And I have to tell you this thing. I didn't speak a word of English. Well, that's a lie. Sorry. That's a lie. I was able to like introduce myself, like, hey, my name is Veronica. Like, we have very basic English in school. So when I was 10 years old, or 9, I think it was 9, 2008. No. What am I talking? Hold on. Here it is. That's the photo I was looking for. 2004. So I was 11. I was 11. That's a photo of me. I traveled to Chicago by myself. My mom picked me up. She was already there. That was the first time I think I traveled by plane when I was conscious and not a baby. And initially I was supposed to stay only for the summer, but I ended up going to school in Chicago. It was called Breeside School, I think. And as I mentioned, I did not speak English. So I think that was the most terrifying experience in my life. But I definitely made a lot of great friends. And I wanted to show you guys because while I was going through these photos to show you, this is me. I'm gonna cover this one because this is a super ugly photo of me. But this is me at 11, and this is a whole album of like people, my friends from Breeside School. Oh my god, this is such a great, like, now it's a great memory. The first weeks in school were absolutely scary. That's me. Let me show you guys one more. There's a guy I had a huge crush on. His name was Daniel. He's right here. And then this was the time where I got to experience all the American cultures. We did Halloween together. That's the Halloween. Can someone spot me? I did my first, sleepovers are a big thing of, oh, this is a photo of me on the first day of school in Chicago, Breeside School. So that's where I got to experience the American culture, and I loved it. I just fell in love with, American people and the American way of living. But that was my first episode living in the US. The second episode, I was much older because I was in my 20s. I think I was 20, it was 2018. So I don't know, 23, 25. And I moved there for work. So I actually was able to, due to my dual citizenship, I was able to get a transfer. I was working at Massimo Dutti at a time, and I stayed there for a little bit over a year because it was just before COVID hit. So I ended up actually moving back. But this is the period when I met Jonathan. As you know, from my fiance, there's a video of that, how it happened, where it happened, and when it happened. I met Jonathan there. And this is another very long, complicated story. So 3 months before I moved back, we started seeing each other. And that was my US chapter for now, at least. We'll see what happens in the future. I think I'll forever be split between these two countries. And I have to say I'm very lucky that I get to travel there because obviously Jonathan's family live there. When this video comes out, I think I'm going to be in Vegas visiting his brother. But I would say that definitely both countries had a very big impact on me. Obviously Poland a bit larger because that's where I was raised, but I would say also America and those bits where I live there definitely helped me become a person I am today. And as I said, I was 4 years old when we moved back. We lived in 2 cities in Poland. So from age 5 to 16, we lived in Zakopane, which is a very well-known, famous mountain town in Poland. This is where I picked up skiing. This is me on the skiing team. Very serious stuff. I actually competed, and I was pretty good, I have to say. Then I broke my leg. Long story. What else did I do there? This is me. I think it was like 7 years old here. So this is when I was not professional yet. So this is me just learning how to ski. So that was a very important part of my life. I also played piano because I went to it was like a artistic school. I don't know how to call this. This is me playing piano. So I also play piano. So that was Zakopane. And then when I was 16, we moved to Krakow. And this is where I went to high school, and this is where I studied. So these are 2 very important parts of my life. I don't have a lot of photos, or maybe I should not be showing any photos of me in high school because that's me. That's me. Embarrassing. I have so many bad photos of myself from high school. I think I was going through something. I couldn't figure out my style. I couldn't figure out who I wanted to be. So it's just like I was all over the place. Well, as I said, I am Polish. So in our household, we spoke Polish. We celebrated Polish holidays. All the Polish traditions and customs I'm very familiar with. So definitely very much Poland is my home. But the United States played a very big part in who I am today and like how I approach life. And I think this is a good photo that is just like a beautiful summary a beautiful summary of who I am. So we have two flags. That's me, Chicago. I really like this photo. I think that pictures, or like it captures very well who I am. I also was asked a few times about why I talk about Munich or why I travel from Munich, because Munich is where I actually live right now. I moved there because Jonathan had a job. He was working remotely, but then they offered him a full-time. So I said, you know what, why not? You moved from New York to Krakow. So, you know, the least I could do is give it a chance and move to Germany. Was I excited? Not necessarily. I never actually imagined myself living in Germany. It was never on my, bingo card, but I ended up there, and it's been, I think it's gonna be 5 years soon. We moved there 2022, and it's 4 years. We moved, it was March. So definitely happy that it's Munich. I have to say it's an absolutely beautiful city. It reminds me, I often say that, it reminds me of Krakow. So that's just, people speak German. As I said, initially I was not excited. I wanted to move back home. I felt very lost. I didn't have a job. So that was one of those things that I kind of moved there. I was living off my savings, and I just felt it was very difficult for me. I don't speak German. Everything was difficult because obviously I had a very different, I think, expectations and assumption of Germany as a very progressive country. Well, I should probably say Munich, because I'm sure Berlin is different. And I was just very surprised that like I have to do a lot of things in person. Like I can't do it online. Like I have to call, I have to fax things. Like 21st century, you guys. Just saying. It took me a while to, I think, open up or like let Munich in, to give it a chance, basically, because initially I was very much like, I hate this here. I don't want to live here. We have to go back. But it's been 4 years. So I guess, to be honest, I think this is the longest I've lived somewhere. I usually do like a year in a city or a country. So the fact that we've been here 4 years says a lot. I got a few questions about my job and what I do. I work for a Canadian outdoor brand. Here we go. What I do for them. I've been the only person for visual merchandising this whole time. And I was covering the whole EMEA region. So the whole European region I was in charge of. I support our stores with the placement of our clothes. So how we present our clothes, how we dress the mannequins, what do we do in the windows? Me. My responsibility. So I also open a lot of new stores. So this is definitely a super fun part of what I do. I travel a lot. I have to say I got super lucky with this job. I actually never imagined myself doing VM. I always thought I would be more visual merchandising, by the way. I always get in trouble with Jonathan. He says, stop using those abbreviations. Stop using those acronyms. Nobody knows what it means. VM, visual merchandising. Now everyone knows. What was I saying? I forgot. It is, I have to say, I think my very first job that I truly enjoy. The reason why I started this YouTube channel is I was a theater kid when I was in junior high and a little older. I loved acting. Like theater was my thing, and I wanted to be an actress. The only thing is that I have a terrible stage fright. Not ideal for being an actor. So I think that's why I really enjoy YouTube, because it lets me kind of perform in front of people. And the other reason was that I always felt like I needed some creative outlet. I was always about, this creative stuff. I just really miss that. And of course, Jonathan was a big part of that, saying you really should do this because you have a personality of an entertainer. And I'm a Leo, so my Leo energy just needed some kind of vent. I think that a combination of that. I think it was just I really wanted to do something creative where I could be myself. I like YouTube for its authenticity and just like I could be myself. I don't have to, put some kind of filter and pretend like, hey, I don't have to dance yet. I don't have to put all of those crazy, sticker animation stuff to entertain you guys how people do it on TikTok. Also, I need money for my wedding, so if you guys could just subscribe, because I'm still not monetized. Can you believe this? How am I not monetized? No, but truly, I think it was just a combination of these two. Like, I really needed a creative space, and I like talking. Perfect. YouTube is perfect for me. I also have to mention Jonathan, because obviously for those who've been with me since the very beginning, which is probably my coworkers, my friends, and my family, they already know Jonathan quite well. But there are some people who actually subscribe based on my my YouTube activity. So for you guys, Jonathan is my fiance. Very recent update to our relationship status. If you want to know more about that, there's a vlog on how it happened, where and when. So you can definitely watch that because it was super cute. He's actually Filipino, not Samoan. Someone asked me in the comments if he was Samoan. He's also not Mexican, because we get that quite a lot. So he is from New York, born and raised, Queens, but his family is Filipino and he is of Filipino origins. We met in New York. We met on a dating app, Bumble, but I'm not gonna get into too many details. It's a very long story. If you guys are interested, maybe I can like make another a video on that. It's a beautiful story, I have to say. Not a meet cute moment, but I think it's a beautiful story. Too long though for this. We've been 6 years together, so pretty long time. There are a lot of like funny moments, but I think just in general, imagine putting Polish girl. I'm not even American Polish. I'm fully Polish, born and raised in Poland, and first generation American Filipino guy in a relationship. That's like an explosive combination. Our cultures together, oh, they didn't mash well. Not at all. It took us quite a lot of time to like figure out how to, make this relationship successful. And there's so many cultural differences. It's just mind blowing. But we made it work. I think it was worth it. It took us a bit of time. But if you want it and if you put the effort in, I think that's the recipe for success. Life coach Veronica. Just free advice, please take it. And obviously, a very big part of this relationship is Icy. Icy is my dog. Our dog. It's our dog. Sorry, she's just been with me for the past 3 weeks, so I forgot she was our dog. She is a beautiful Pembroke Welsh Corgi Welsh Pembroke, one of those. She's a Corgi, and she is a special baby. She's 7 years old and comes from Pennsylvania. She was picked up by Jonathan before we got together. She's my child. She's my daughter, and definitely she loves me more. For real, she is an Amish dog. He picked her up from a Amish farm. That's probably why she's a little weird, but I still love her. Aww, cool. Well, I think that covers it, or at least the very surface of my life. At least now you will not be surprised when I mention Poland or when I mention Munich or New York. But if there is something that you guys are more curious about, or you'd like me to elaborate on, or just ask me in the comments. I also would love to know you a little bit better. So please let me know in the comments. Where are you guys watching this video? Is there something crazy about your life you'd like to share and you think it's extremely interesting and you would love other people to know that? So please leave the comment right there. And I think it's time to eat dinner because it's 3 p.m. and this is what we do in Poland. We eat dinner at 3 p.m. And I've been recording it for like 3 hours straight. So I gotta go.